Guess which driver has been spoken about a lot during media day here at Monza? No, it's not a current F1 driver, it's Colton Herta. The new Cadillac F1 test driver has been on the lips for a number of the current F1 grid because the likes of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri were asked about not only his new role with Cadillac, but the potential for him to be racing in Formula 2 next year to gain experience and super license points. And Norris was very complimentary about Herta. They've raced together in the past in MSA Formula and British Formula 3 for Carlin, and he was saying that he's hugely talented. He thinks it'll be easy for him to make the transition to an F1 car. He said the hard bit will then be becoming one of the best F1 drivers out there and racing at the front, and that is where experience and time in the car might really help him. But he said that is going to be something that he's really interested to see. He also said that he thinks the super license point system should pay way more to IndyCar so that he doesn't need to go and race in Formula 2 if he wants a super license. There are other reasons that Herta might do that, and that's something that Piastri mentioned as well. He was saying that racing on the F1 undercard adds a different pressure, which would be interesting to see how Herta dealt with that. Also gives him certain experience of racing drivers that he could be racing in the future as well. But he also said just doing F1 testing, which is something that Piastri himself had to do when he was at Alpine. He did a whole year without racing there. He said that has its limitations. It's great, it's very valuable, and Ollie Behrman said it was the most valuable thing he did before stepping into F1. But Piastri warned you're quite often doing it in the winter or on tracks that aren't rubbered in. You're doing it on different tyres. You don't have other cars around. There's lots of things you can't learn that way that you could by racing. So they think the combination of the two could really work well for Herta, but there was a lot of support for him, a lot of belief that he'll do very well based on his talents, and a lot of interest to see how he does get on, especially if he goes and races in F2, because we haven't seen that switch made for a long time. So that was one of the big topics here today. There's also a lot of focus, obviously, on Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton, starting with the grid penalty this weekend, but just that focus you get as a Ferrari driver here in Monza for their home race. But he's really fired up for that. So it's been a tough year, an up and down year, very emotionally draining year in many ways, but he wants to perform well after a big event in the middle of Milan yesterday for the two Ferrari drivers. They're running a special livery this weekend on the Ferrari. Looks great, and this place will be packed from tomorrow when practice gets underway, and I'll be really hoping that Ferrari start off strongly.